Good evening, everybody. My name is Toni Branner. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I'm known as the crazy plant lady, believe it or not. I wear these warm-up suits and glittery shoes and go into different schools and businesses and talk to them about nutrition and fitness and just the choices that they can make to really lead a life of optimal health. And so this is kind of a very quick, fast version of my 12-hour workshop that I do for law enforcement academies and businesses and hospitals. So you might be a little bit frustrated because I hope you're going to be so interested that you want to learn more and more and more about all the topics that we're going to cover. But if you're on tonight, then you are part of what we call the healthy living revolution. And I'm really honored to be let's see, hold on, there we go. Honored to be a part of Health Made Simple, which is a group that we have all over the country, and we're providing all kinds of educational programs and workshops and cooking classes and grocery store tours and boot camps and providing recipe books and children's programs. And so if someone invited you on tonight, most likely it's one of our Health Made Simple members, and we're just very passionate about meeting people where they are, whether they need a little bit of health information or a lot of health information. And if you're on tonight, you're already part of the healthy living revolution, and we have to really think about taking our sick care world and turning it back into a well care world. And if we wait around for other people to do that for us, we might be waiting a very long time. And many people have what I call the hope method of healthcare. That's they hope they don't get cancer, they hope they don't get an autoimmune disease, they hope they don't get diabetes, but sometimes they just wait until they have a symptom, and then they go to the doctor or the hospital and hope that they will be fixed and treated. And doctors are wonderful people, but they can't fix everything. We have to do our part. And that's really what this is about tonight. I like to start with a picture of my family because my passion is that my kids and your neighbors and your community won't experience the diseases I see in my clients. Every week we get new people with heart disease and diabetes and cancer and autoimmune. And it's so sad because their mission in life is cut short because they have to stop and deal with these illnesses and the treatment and the heartache and the economic hardships that come along with being sick. That's my husband, Billy, on the left. We've been married almost 34 years. He's amazing. And he's a doctor, and he didn't get a lot of nutrition in medical school. He's had to really take it upon himself to integrate it and to learn and stay on the cutting edge of new research in the area of really ophthalmology and how to protect your eyes and your vision with proper nutrition and other changes that you can make, like wearing sunglasses and safety goggles and all of those things. And my daughter Jenna and her husband are in the middle, Jake, and they are health coaches and live in Los Angeles. And my son Will is an actor, performer in New York City, but he also is a personal trainer and a corrective exercise specialist at Equinox. So our family is very committed not only to taking care of ourselves, but to share this information with other people and people that we care about. And many times we kind of feel guilty when we take time to take care of ourselves. And I'm here to tell you that eating right and exercising and taking the time to do that is the biggest gift you can give your family. Absolutely. So don't feel guilty. Put your exercise session in your planner just like your most important meeting, and don't feel guilty about it even for 1 second. Life used to be a lot simpler. We were outdoors more often. Kids could run free and play outdoors without being worried about strangers. We were drinking cleaner, fresher water, and we were getting more sleep. Studies show we were getting a lot more sleep 50 years ago than we do now. And now we're surrounded by fast food restaurants and 9,000 food additives in our food. Our kids are playing more video games and in front of the computer, and they're stuck in carpools. We're just not getting as much activity as we used to do. We're getting many of our calories through liquids. That's really something that our grandparents didn't really deal with when they were younger. And we're just driving a lot, and we've engineered physical activity out of our daily lives. So we have to artificially put it back in with fitness classes and exercise equipment and all of those things. And when we talk about our goals, one of the things I like to help people understand is that we need to bring our immune system into balance. Your body is an amazing, amazing machine as long as you give it the right fuel. And some people have an immune system that's too revved up, too excited. That's called an autoimmune disease, where your own body is attacking itself. And then other people have an immune system that's too low. They're catching every cold and flu and strep throat and mono. So we want to bring the immune system into balance. We want to bring it into the center. And you really can do that with some very simple changes like hydration and nutrition and exercise. My other goal is I want to live to be 110 and die in my sleep without ever being sick. And in some areas of the world, we call these the blue zones. That really happens. It's not that unusual for people to live to be 90, 95 and never go through that period of debilitation where they've lost their function and their independence. They stay mentally sharp, and they're actively engaged in their community and their family. And sometimes that's not the case in other parts of the world, and we really want to change that. We want the energy to enjoy life. Have you ever been too tired to have fun? And there's all kinds of other goals that we have, but we don't have time to cover all of those tonight. When they looked at this little boy's blood work and his inflammation numbers, they found that he actually showed signs of malnourishment. How could that be? He's getting plenty of calories, but they're empty calories. There's not a lot of nutrition in the calories that he's eating. So we call this phenomenon overfed and undernourished. And guess what? We're seeing it in all shapes and sizes. I work with a lot of athletes, and they're big and buff and strong, but they are very inflamed and malnourished sometimes. I'm working with another lady who's really tiny. She's been smoking her whole life, and she wears size 0, but she's very, very sick. So you can't always tell by someone's shape or size. We're also learning that there's really no such thing as different diseases. What? What does that mean? It means that all diseases start with the same root problems. Inflammation within each cell, and we call that systemic inflammation throughout your whole body. And then one person might get heart disease, and another cancer, and another diabetes, and another lupus, and another Crohn's, but it all starts with the same root problem. So what if we could nip it in the bud at the cellular level way before we ever experience chest pain or a tumor? That would be true prevention. And that's why I wake up every morning excited about my job, because that's what I do. I help people really achieve true prevention. And when I work with my athletes, it's the same thing. Their careers are cut short because of inflammation and injury that possibly could be prevented with better nutrition and hydration and recovery habits. We also have some great news from the field of scientific research, and that is the field of epigenetics. And what they found is that, of course, we're all born with a certain genetic makeup, and we can't really change that. So some people feel doomed, stuff runs in their family. But I'm here to tell you that there's awesome news, because they found that every one of your genes has a switch, and you can turn on your good genes and turn off your bad genes with your healthy choices. So this is really exciting, because even the people with the worst breast cancer gene, the worst colon cancer gene, don't all get it. They took men who already had prostate cancer, and they had them go for a walk, eat more fruits and vegetables, and have a stress management counseling session with deep breathing and things like that. And within 3 months, they turned off 452 out of 500, almost all of them, genes that cause prostate cancer. So even if you're already sick, you can take things into your own hands and greatly reduce your risk of a recurrence. It's so very exciting. The other exciting news, and this was my research in graduate school. I was a professor at UNC Chapel Hill and director of the Wellness Center there. And what we learned is that every day you're bombarded with free radicals. They're actually little molecules that are missing an electron. And they run around your body trying to steal an electron from your healthy molecules. And when they do that, they cause damage. Other things cause free radicals too, like drinking and smoking and doing your taxes, stress, healing from a wound or illness, x-rays, CT scans, flying in airplanes, pollution in the environment. All of these things are bombarding us on a daily basis, producing massive numbers of free radicals that damage our proteins and damage our DNA and damage our retina, leading to things like macular degeneration. And that's going to increase your risk of every known chronic disease across the board. Pretty crazy. And so you have this oxidative stress, so you need some superheroes. And the superheroes are called antioxidants, also known as phytonutrients, nutrients that come from plants. And there are thousands in every single fruit or vegetable. All plant foods have thousands of antioxidants, and they neutralize those free radicals before they cause harm in your body. And then, people are always trying to find shortcuts. Instead of eating their apple and their spinach and their blueberries, they're like, oh, it's fine. I eat my chicken nuggets and my mac and cheese because I take a vitamin. Well, a vitamin only has a very few ingredients made in a test tube. And so you can't really replace whole food with isolated vitamins, and we know that to be true. And antioxidants that are in fruits and vegetables actually are amazing because they have an extra electron that they donate to the free radical and stop them in their tracks, neutralize the free radicals before they take a little bite out of you and cause harm. So the people who eat the most fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds and grains and beans have the least disease of every known kind across the board without exception. So plant foods, eating more plant-based is the answer to really turning your health around. And it's not as hard as it seems. It can be totally delicious and amazing. If you can jump back in the salad bowl, jump back in the fruit bowl, jump back in the stir fry, you can reduce your risk of every known chronic disease across the board. And even things like mild dementia. Absolutely amazing. When they looked at 4,500 studies and said, what do we know that will help people live longer and live a higher quality of life? And the only common denominator out of all of those studies was fruits and vegetables, plant foods. That's a no-brainer. In fact, your grandmother could have probably saved them billions of dollars in research. And this is a graph, and it's looking at different countries. And you can see the green is how much plant food the people in that country consume. And as the green goes up, you can see the death rate from heart disease and cancer, which is in the red, goes down. It's indirectly proportional. And I could show you the same chart for every other disease. It looks exactly the same. The more plant food goes up, the more Alzheimer's goes down. The more plant food goes up, Parkinson's goes down. The more plant food goes up, diabetes, high blood pressure, dementia, everything. It's the exact same graph. So the answers are pretty simple. It's not always easy to make the switch, but it is simple. And the good news is you get to eat a lot more food when you eat more plant food, because plant food has more volume for less calories. We call this the concept of caloric density. So I don't know about you, but I would much rather eat that 1,575 calories on the right than the ones on the left. So what I wanted to do is give you some solutions, because people get a little frustrated, like, I just don't know if I can eat 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. With athletes, you may even need up to 18 servings a day, and people who are sick and dealing with the disease might need even double or triple that. So it's very difficult. So in my 30 years of doing my workshop, I've tried to help find some practical solutions for people. And about 22 years ago, I went to a lecture at my local hospital, and I discovered a company called the Juice Plus Company. They only have 4 products, and all 4 have one purpose: to help people get more fruits and vegetables in their diet. Simple, right? So the first one is called the Tower Garden. And I was very skeptical when I first saw the Tower Garden because I can kill a silk plant. But this is a way to grow your own fruits and vegetables on your balcony, in your living room, because it has grow lights. I grow mine out by my pool. I cut my Swiss chard and my spinach and my kale right into my Vitamix to make my smoothies. I cut it right into my salad bowl. Absolutely amazing. It does grow faster than a traditional garden, and it has more yield. And the nutrition is the same as the very best conditions that you could grow it in the soil. I like it because I travel a lot and I can leave it for a week or even 2 weeks sometimes, and it's completely fine. And I come back and I have all these amazing fresh vegetables. So you can see, you can plant anything in it that you want except root vegetables. So any lettuces, herbs, you can even do flowers, you can do strawberries, you can do cucumbers, you can do tomatoes. And if you don't live in a place where you have a little bit of sunshine, you can actually grow it indoors with grow lights. And it's beautiful. It makes a wonderful sound, like a soothing fountain. The other product they have is something called whole food concentrates. So the Juice Plus company purchased the patent to Juice Plus 25 years ago from a naturopathic doctor whose father was dying of cancer and couldn't eat. So he figured out a way to dry fruits and vegetables into a powder to get all those thousands of nutrients into his father. And the Juice Plus company, the president, Jay Martin, tasted the powders and he said, "These taste terrible. Could we put them in a capsule?" And so that's how Juice Plus was born 25 years ago. And they eventually made them also into a chewable for those people who have children or people who just want a little sweet snack that is good for them. So the way that it's made is they have contracts with farmers, all non-GMO. They let the food vine ripen. That's really important because a lot of vegetables are picked too early before all the nutrition can come into them. They pick them and within 12 to 24 hours, they juice them at such a cold temperature that it maintains all the thousands of antioxidants and live enzymes. And then also at a cold temperature, they dry it and let it turn into a powder. So it's actually kind of like astronaut food or Jetson food. This is how old my children were when I found Juice Plus 22 years ago. Jenna was 5 and Will was 2. And they weren't that sickly, but Jenna had eczema all on the inside of her arms and she had recurrent ear infections. And we ate really healthy. I was a health consultant and we still had some of these illnesses. We'd catch the flu. We had colds and viruses. I had allergies. And after taking Juice Plus for about 4 months, we started noticing those things go away. And that was so fantastic because you miss so much in life when your kids miss school and you miss work. And it's just, really takes away from things. So I'm so grateful that I found Juice Plus for my family that I actually integrated it into my workshop. And now I travel all around the country. And this is one of the solutions that I offer people. And my kids were able to accomplish so much more because they weren't sick and they felt this vibrant energy. So I think Jenna missed 5 days of school and Will missed 7 days of school over the course of all these years, 22 years. And we're able to do the same thing in college. My son was really picky. He would only eat white foods and didn't touch each other. The third product that the Juice Plus company makes that I'm so proud to share with my clients and my family is called Juice Plus Complete. The problem is that most people want a protein powder and they're only concerned about the protein. Well, what we know through research is people are overloaded on protein, but what they're missing are whole plant foods. So the Juice Plus company developed a smoothie mix that has 10 plant foods, 10 superfoods in it. Ancient sprouted grains, pumpkin, pomegranate, spirulina, yucca, 5 different plant proteins, everything non-GMO, gluten-free, all those things that people ask. So my family and my clients do all 30 colors of the Juice Plus concentrates. We call that our gap insurance. So we don't have to feel guilty if we don't have a perfect day of eating. And then we add in at least 1 smoothie a day. Sometimes we have 2 a day. And now we get 45 different plant foods into our body. And all of these have a food label, not a supplement label. That's one of the things I was so excited about. Supplements aren't really regulated the same way as food. So many times there are contaminants that are found in them. But the real reason that I put the Juice Plus products into my talk is because it has published research. We know that it works. It also has quality assurance that it's tested at 6 different points for fungus, salmonella, E. coli, all the banned substances that athletes can't have in their body. And I call it beyond organic because they guarantee no pesticides or herbicides are in the Juice Plus products. So honestly, just so clean. When you're really trying to eat clean and power up your prevention, it's the best thing ever. And these are the places where the research was done on the Juice Plus concentrates and the Juice Plus Complete: MD Anderson Cancer Center, UCLA, Wake Forest, National Institute of Health, clinically tested on children, clinically tested on athletes, clinically tested on pregnant women, clinically tested on old people, young people. So I've never seen another supplement that actually has clinical research on humans. I've seen some on mice, but humans on their exact formula. And you may recognize some of these journals if you're a healthcare professional, because these are the top journals in the industry of cardiology, for registered dietitians, for exercise physiologists like myself. And we know that after about 80 days, that your immune system comes into balance when you take Juice Plus. We know after only 2 weeks, your inflammation goes down. We know your skin becomes healthier. Your gums become healthier. We know that in older people, it reduces that DNA damage and protein damage from the free radicals 66%. And in young people, 44%. That's absolutely incredible. If a drug could do 2%, it would get approved. Just dehydrated fruits and vegetables. It's absolutely amazing. And then we also have some programs to help people jumpstart their health. We have one called One Simple Change, and those are for the people who want to start very gradually. And then we have something called the Shred 10. And what that means is it's not 10 pounds, it's for 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days. You shred the things that are tearing your health down and add the things that will build your health up. And it looks kind of strict, and it is, but you can do anything for 10 days. And what it does is it tells you what your body feels like with some of those really inflammatory foods like dairy and gluten and caffeine and alcohol. And then after 10 days, we help you develop a maintenance program where you're now just limiting those things so that you can decide, which new recipes you liked, what would stick, what habits can you hold on to. So ask the person who invited you. We have secret Facebook groups. It's so super affordable. For only $2.38 a day, you can flood your body with those 30 colors. And for $2 a serving, you can have that wonderful meal that is the Juice Plus smoothie. So this is the best money I spend. I have my clients do a 3-day food diary, and I try to find things to switch out so it's no different in their budget. So if they're getting a Frappuccino from Starbucks, I don't even think you can get a coffee at Starbucks for $2.38 a day. One of my clients just did a juice cleanse, and it was $2,000 for the month. And at the end of it, she called me and she said, well, I lost 4 pounds, but I still don't know what to eat. And so what we're trying to do is help you develop lifelong skills and habits and have it be something that's safe for your whole family that you can do together. There's so many protein powders out there and supplements that say don't take if you're pregnant, don't give to children. Well, that is a warning that I don't want to put that in my body if I can't give it to my children. And we will provide you with amazing resources, recipe books, actual resource for your children. We'll help you learn about prepping your food and how to kind of make it really efficient. Cook a big pot of quinoa, make a big pot of soup, make your salads for the whole week for your lunch. We'll give you all the recipes, make healthy little snacks out of the Juice Plus Complete Protein Powder and healthy ingredients. We actually have these for breakfast when we're really late for work. And to make your food look appealing and delicious so that your family will just, you know, be a part of what you're doing, that you're not just doing it for yourself. If you take the Juice Plus capsules or chewables, then your child is free for up to 4 years with something called the Children's Health Study. And we have almost 1 million kids enrolled getting Juice Plus for free. And they're tracking them for missed school and doctor's visits, and whether they're consuming more over-the-counter meds or more prescription meds. Are they craving more fruits and vegetables? So if your child is between 4 and college age, you can enter them and we can recommend them for this study. So thank you so much for paying attention tonight. I'm honored to partner with the Juice Plus company. I had my own company before and I was successful, but I wasn't really helping people get as many fruits and vegetables as they actually needed. And this has been one of the best tools to help people find solutions, to include this with the programs that we're already including. So the code word for tonight is whole food nutrition. You're doing it for 3 reasons. For disease prevention, and eating more whole plant food will reduce your risk of everything. For performance, so you can be the best you can be at work, as a mom or dad, as a grandparent, in your athletic endeavors, in your triathlon, whatever it is you're trying to do in your soccer game. And finally, for cellular prevention. What does that mean? When you brush your teeth, you don't feel you're not getting a cavity, but you still brush your teeth. Eating whole food, whole plant foods, eating more fruits and vegetables is like brushing your cells. You can't really feel your DNA being repaired. You can't really feel those free radicals being neutralized, but you do it because you understand prevention at the cellular level. And you have to flood your body with every color of the rainbow of fruits and vegetables every day to make that happen, because what's in the blueberries is different than the spinach, is different than the sweet potatoes, is different than the onion. So variety is very, very important. So if you've been listening tonight, you're already part of the healthy living revolution, and our hashtag is Take Healthy Back. If you follow the herd, you're going to follow them right off the cliff, because most people are headed in the wrong direction. And what we're trying to do is build fences at the top of the cliff rather than put ambulances at the bottom of the cliff. That's true prevention. And we're part of a group called Health Made Simple. You can check out some of our members on healthmadesimplepro.com. We're still adding everybody on there. We have over 2,000 Health Made Simple members across the country, around the world. And so if you have a group that would love to hear this message, we'd love to share it with them. Or we can just help you get the information that you need. And so my name is Toni Branner, and that's my email, tonibranner@tonibranner.com. And we have tons of other resources. We have articles. We are really committed to helping you get the information that you want. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the recording here and stop my share. But what I want to do is thank everybody for coming. And the deal is that we really need help. We need some people to join with us to help provide this information and programs to more people through our Health Made Simple team. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to say goodnight. But if you'd like to stay on just for an extra 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to share what different ways you can get involved to help us, all the way from helping us with our school curriculums with the Tower Garden. I know we have some teachers on the line. Teachers are the heroes. All the way to working with Health Made Simple and being one of the franchise owners with Health Made Simple. So let me unmute everyone so you can say hello. Thanks, everybody. I so appreciate it. If you have any questions about our community, or how to order Plus, or how to order at Tower Garden, just ask the person who invited you on tonight. All right, and I'm gonna, I think I'll just leave the recording on. I'm gonna mute everybody out again. Just kind of keep going here. Feel free to jump off if you need to go. You won't hurt my feelings at all. What happened for me was I was already very successful. I had my own company doing seminars and workshops and using my research from my work at UNC Chapel Hill to share with people why they need more fruits and vegetables. And that's how the Crazy Plant Lady was born. But I was still frustrated because I wasn't able to get them eating as many fruits and vegetables as I knew they needed to protect them. And so that's where I was 22 years ago when I discovered the Juice Plus company. I went to a talk at my local hospital and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd thought of this. And so I did what any great mom would do, tried it on my own kids first for 8 years. And I wouldn't put the Juice Plus products in my workshop because I was too afraid of being a salesperson. I couldn't even sell my Girl Scout cookies growing up. I paid my little sister 25 cents a house. I wouldn't return my wedding gifts. And I just was really worried about, as an educator, recommending a product. I had a hang up about it. And what happened was my two best friends were diagnosed with breast cancer in the same month. And I went to have lunch with them and I was sharing all the recipes and all the resources. And I said, we take something called Juice Plus. It's really great gap insurance. Every day we get 30 colors into our body. So I don't have to worry, if I don't eat perfectly or if I'm worried the food supply is not what it should be. And they said, you've known about this for 8 years and we're your best friends and you didn't tell us. And we've even been to your workshops and we have your resource list. That's so selfish. That's actually unethical. And my husband's a doctor and he had been wanting to recommend Juice Plus through his practice. So I went home and I was just devastated. I thought, I've never thought of it that way, that by keeping something that could help a lot of people to myself, that I was actually being selfish and unethical being a wellness consultant. So that's the story of how Health Made Simple got started, because I flew out and visited the factory where Juice Plus is made. I had my attorneys look into the company, the franchise model, because there's a lot of inaccurate information on the internet. Go figure. And so I wasn't sure about how the business model was set up, and all of that checked out. It's a legitimate legal franchise. You can will it to your kids one day. You can sell it back to the company. We operate in 50 states, 32 countries, 24 right now, but soon to be 32. And we also wrote to the North Carolina Medical Board and said, can my husband recommend Juice Plus to his patients through his medical practice? And they said, there's more research on Juice Plus than most antibiotics. So that was 15 years ago, and I teamed up with some really smart people, Gina Rogers and Dr. Michael Smith, and we formed a team called Health Made Simple. And the idea behind it is that we teach plant-based nutrition and we recommend the 4 Juice Plus products, but we do it through education. So no matter if somebody orders or not, they learn something that's going to increase their health. And that's the important thing. And now we have exploded. We have people all over the country. Everybody does their own thing. Some people are grandparents. Some people are moms and dads. Some people are teachers. Some people are doctors. We have a lot of physical therapists. We have a lot of personal trainers. We have a lot of group fitness people. We have a lot of registered dietitians, because everyone who really understands the science knows that people need gap insurance. They need solutions. And the Tower Garden has gotten us working with schools, and the company, the Juice Plus company, developed a curriculum for schools. So what's amazing about getting involved with us is that by purchasing your own franchise for $50, believe it or not, only $50 a year, you have the ability to come into our group. We train you. We help customize the business for what gets you excited. Maybe you want to teach workshops. Maybe you never want to teach workshops. Maybe you want to share it with people one-on-one. Maybe you want to develop something for your soccer club. Whatever it is that you want to do, we help you customize it. And then the company itself is set up so that eventually you earn full benefits. So it's the only home-based business where you can eventually get medical, dental, vision, prescription, They pay part of my children's college tuition, $1,000 bonus at Christmas. An amazing way that you can create an income while you're doing good, while you're helping people. The company also gives back. They are the main contributor to St. Jude's Marathon. We're the main sponsor. They're giving away 10 million plant-based meals around the world. They're giving away 4,000 tower gardens to boys and girls clubs around the world, and we help with that and go in and volunteer. So the whole thing is very mission driven. So we look for people that like to help others. We look for the service-minded people, not the salespeople, because the salespeople, if they're doing this just for the money, they usually don't do that very well. It's people who care about others and want to build relationships. So some people do this more because they just want to defray their cost and help people, and that's completely fine. There's no pressure. There's no quota that you have to sell. There's no inventory that you have to buy and keep in your garage, all those things that people worry about. But you could maybe sell, 25 orders of Juice Plus capsules, and that would be an extra $500 a month that you would get every single month. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but you wouldn't walk by $500 lying in the street, right? But that could be a car payment for somebody. For my neighbor, that was the difference between them losing their house or not. And then some people like me, I got excited about it, not only because I think the products help a lot of people, but because I think a lot of service people need to make a decent living to stay in the job that is their passion. And many people have to quit being a personal trainer or quit being a wellness coach because they have to get the real job that has benefits, and it's not something that they want to do. So this company allows people to stay home with their kids if they want, but still have an amazing income. I never missed anything my kids did. And now my Juice Plus income provides all my workshops that I do in schools completely for free. But most people are just customers. 90% of the people who order Juice Plus are just customers. They love the products. They'll take them forever. And that is wonderful. That's why it's such a stable and long-lasting business. And then those of us who want to recommend it, our sphere of influence, we can help more people because we're all working together cooperatively as part of the Health Made Simple team. So ask the person who invited you if you want more information about us helping you customize this or just exploring it. No pressure. We never put pressure on anybody. In fact, there's so little pressure that it really takes self-motivated people to be successful in what we do because there's nobody pushing you. It's all about how you want to help people. So thanks to everybody. Let me end the recording and then I'll take a few questions if anyone wants a question.